Hey guys, today I thought I'd make a video to share some tips for beginner florists or for those looking to start their own flower business. So come watch me make a bouquet whilst I share some tips. One of the first things that I would recommend is to find a wholesaler. When I first started my florist business, I used to purchase my flowers from supermarkets, but that was mainly for the purpose of content bouquets. Once you start getting orders, I would recommend going to a local wholesaler. Some require you to be a registered business, however you can just phone up to check. There are some online wholesalers, however I do recommend going to one in person just so that you can see the quality of flowers yourself. My next tip will be about the tools or materials that you will need. I would start off with the basics. So in regards to prepping your flowers, I would recommend getting a thorn remover. I personally use gloves, but at the beginning I did use a thorn remover. I would also recommend getting garden scissors to cut your stems just because it is quite difficult to cut the stems with normal scissors. When arranging the bouquet, the best thing to use is either tape or I know some people use twine. It really depends on how you want to arrange it and what works best for you. I do believe that for me, tape works best in order to keep a more of a flat bouquet. But I do know that twine is really good and people also use rubber bands as well. In terms of wrapping your bouquet, so with the paper, I would recommend getting the Korean wrapping paper in black, white and pink. You can also get the pearl net in black and white as well. When actually wrapping the bouquet, you can use a stapler or even tape or double-sided tape, whatever works best for you. But these are the main basic items that I would get or use as a beginner florist. Another tip that I would give is honestly to practice. At the beginning, it might be a bit difficult to wrap or arrange a bouquet, but practicing really makes a difference. There are also a lot of videos out there which can help with wrapping and arranging a bouquet. After watching these videos, it would be a good idea to actually try and do it as well, just so that you can get that practice in yourself. Another tip that I would give is to try and be as consistent as you can on your social media platforms. I personally mainly use Instagram and TikTok, and I do believe that I started to get orders when I started being more consistent with my social media. Another tip that I would give is actually something that someone close to me had told me, and that is the way that you see and value your bouquets. It is the exact same way your customer will see and value your bouquets. So basically, try your best to not undercharge when you are selling a bouquet. At the beginning, it might be scary to price your bouquets a certain amount just because you want to get in orders, but I do recommend trying to at least make some profit so that you can invest in your business in the future. My last tip for this video is honestly to make sure you take your breaks and actually focus on yourself as well. You don't want to get to a point where you no longer enjoy making flower bouquets, and always remember that you are trying your best, so try not to overburden yourself. Anyways, I hope that this video was helpful for you guys and some of these tips were useful.